Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Imagine a future where our food crops aren't just, clinging on in the face of climate change, but actually thriving with an almost sci-fi level of intelligence. Today, we're diving deep into something truly revolutionary called Nano Banana Gemini AI. We've gathered a fascinating stack of sources to explore how this groundbreaking tech promises to transform how we grow, harvest, and distribute, well, one of the world's most important foods, our mission. To really unpack the surprising nuggets that reveal just how close this future might actually be.
Indeed. And this isn't about minor tweaks. It's a complete reimagining of our relationship with agricultural production. We're moving from broad, sort of reactive solutions to incredibly precise, proactive interventions right down at the cellular level. Think of it as cultivating not just plants, but truly intelligent, resilient food systems.
Okay, let's peel back that first layer then. Bananas. They're more than just a tasty snack, right? They're a global staple, a crucial food source for hundreds of millions. But right now, they're facing something of an existential crisis. What are the big pressures putting this vital crop under siege?
That's really the core challenge. Traditional banana cultivation is facing what Dr. Elena Morales, she's a leading researcher at the Global Crop Resilience Institute, calls unprecedented pressure. We're talking about the relentless march of climate change, which brings, increasingly extreme temperatures and severe water scarcity. That's huge. And then there are these devastating diseases like the infamous Panama disease. It's this virulent fungal infection that has just ravaged plantations worldwide, leaving once fertile land unusable for decades.
Wow. So it sounds like our conventional methods, the ones that have served us for generations, they just can't keep pace anymore. Is it like trying to fight a wildfire with a garden hose?
You've really hit on the core issue there. Dr. Morales emphasizes that conventional breeding approaches simply can't keep pace with evolving pathogens and rapidly shifting climate conditions. We're effectively in a biological arms race. And the pathogens are evolving faster than our efforts to breed resistance. The banana industry is caught in a perfect storm where every year brings new challenges that our current tools are just struggling to address. This really highlights the urgent need for solutions that operate at multiple scales simultaneously, not just reacting to problems, but anticipating and preventing them, which is exactly where Nano Banana Gemini AI comes in.
Okay, so if conventional methods are falling short, what kind of radical new thinking does it take to flip the script? What if, instead of fighting a losing battle, we could empower the banana plant itself? Give it the tools to fight back, maybe at a microscopic level. That's where Nano Banana Gemini AI gets really interesting. It's not just one technology, it's a powerful, integrated combination. Could you break down these three core components for us?
Absolutely. This system represents a real paradigm shift because it operates at the intersection of three cutting-edge fields. It moves beyond just treating symptoms to targeting root causes with integrated intelligence and intervention. So first, we have nano-engineered banana cultivation. Imagine this: biodegradable nanoscale sensors and delivery mechanisms. These are thousands of times smaller than a grain of sand, integrated directly into the plant tissues.
Okay, tiny tech inside the plant.
Exactly. And these aren't just tracking devices. They're like tiny internal diagnostic and treatment systems. They monitor cellular health, detect pathogens before any visible symptoms even appear.
Before you'd even notice anything wrong.
Precisely. And then they deliver targeted treatments like a really precise dose of a nutrient or maybe an antifungal agent exactly where it's needed. And what's truly crucial here is that these nanoscale components are designed to break down naturally after they've done their job. They leave absolutely no residues in the environment or the fruit.
So the plants essentially get their own personal microscopic doctor inside. That sounds groundbreaking. It suggests we're not just observing plants from afar, but really understanding their internal language.
That's a great way to put it. And that deep, granular data feeds straight into the second pillar: Gemini AI's predictive analytics. This is the true brain of the system, and it uses a unique twin architecture AI, hence the name Gemini, to process data simultaneously at both microscopic and macroscopic levels.
Okay, twin AI, how does that work?
Well, one part of this AI analyzes all that nanoscale sensor data coming from individual plants. That gives us an incredibly detailed, real-time picture of what's happening right down at the cellular level.
And its twin, what's the other part doing?
At the same time, its twin is evaluating plantation-wide patterns. It's integrating vast amounts of external data like local and global weather forecasts, satellite imagery, even global market trends. This dual perspective provides just unprecedented predictive accuracy for everything from anticipating disease outbreaks weeks in advance to forecasting yields with pinpoint precision and optimizing resource use across entire regions. Dr. Raj Patel, he's the CTO at Agri-Biosystems, a leading ag-tech firm. He describes it as plant neurobiology meets quantum computing, essentially creating an intelligent nervous system for the entire crop.
Plant neurobiology meets quantum computing. That's a bold vision. For those of us trying to visualize that kind of processing power, could you simplify what it enables for a banana plant? What can this intelligent nervous system actually do that wasn't possible before?
Right. It means the plant isn't just a passive recipient of whatever the weather throws at it anymore. It's actively telling the system what it needs in real time. This AI can foresee stress before it even properly manifests, diagnose problems right at their inception, and even predict the most effective molecular-level intervention needed. It enables a level of dynamic, adaptive farming that, frankly, makes traditional blanket treatments look almost medieval by comparison.
Wow. Okay. So we've got the internal diagnostics, the tiny doctors, and this super intelligent twin brain. What then translates all the intelligence into action on the ground? How does it actually change things in the field?
That's the third pillar. Smart agricultural automation. This is where all that intelligence translates into tangible, precise action. Think of a network of advanced precision agricultural tools executing the AI's recommendations. This includes things like hyper-targeted irrigation systems that know exactly which plant needs water and precisely how much, or automated harvesting mechanisms calibrated to the exact ripeness of each individual fruit, and dynamic nutrient delivery systems that adjust in real time to the plant's exact evolving needs based on that sensor data. It's about creating a truly responsive agricultural system where every single action is data-driven and maximally efficient.
That's really remarkable. So moving from how it works to what it achieves, what are the tangible benefits you're seeing in the research? For the banana, yes, but also, by extension, for our broader food system. How does this deep intelligence manifest in real-world improvements?
The versatility here is genuinely transformative. It impacts the entire agricultural value chain in some pretty surprising ways. For one, think about climate-resistant crop development. By continuously monitoring how plants respond to environmental stressors at the cellular level, the system dramatically speeds up the development of climate-resilient varieties.
Speeds it up how?
Well, the AI can identify subtle genetic expressions for things like drought tolerance or heat resistance or even flood survival much faster than traditional methods. It allows breeders to select the optimal traits with unprecedented precision and speed.
And the impact of that acceleration, what does that mean for yields?
Early simulations are suggesting that banana varieties developed using this technology could potentially maintain 85% yield potential under conditions that would slash conventional crop productivity down to less than 30%.
85% versus less than 30. That is a staggering difference. It suggests we're not just improving on old methods, but maybe completely sidestepping their fundamental limitations when it comes to extreme weather. Okay, what about how we use resources like fertilizer and water?
Right. That brings us to precision nutrient delivery systems. This is a huge game changer for sustainability and, frankly, for cost. Traditional fertilization often means broad application, just spreading it everywhere. That leads to nutrient runoff, wasted product, environmental pollution. It's not efficient. But with the Nano Banana system, nutrients are delivered directly to the cellular structures that need them most, exactly when they need them. This could potentially reduce fertilizer requirements by up to 70% while simultaneously improving plant health. As one agricultural economist, Dr. Maria Chen, puts it, it's like the difference between carpet bombing and precision surgery. Farmers could see dramatic cuts in their input costs, and the environmental benefits of using fewer chemicals are equally significant. Precision surgery for plants. I love that analogy. It perfectly captures the elegance of the approach, doesn't it? And what about getting the fruit from the field to our tables? We hear so much about post-harvest waste.
Ah, yes. That's where AI-driven harvest optimization comes in. The Gemini AI continuously learns the optimal harvesting parameters. It looks at fruit development, real-time market conditions, even logistical factors. This means bananas are picked at their absolute peak ripeness, which minimizes spoilage, maximizes quality, and helps streamline the whole supply chain. Field tests have shown potential reductions in post-harvest losses of up to 60%.
60%, that's enormous. So no more perfectly ripe bananas rotting on the dock just because of some unexpected shipping delay. That's huge. I always feel terrible when I see reports of food waste just because of logistical hiccups, so this really tackles a massive global inefficiency.
Exactly. It's about matching supply and demand with a level of precision we've just never had before.
These benefits are truly transformative. I mean, incredible promise for food security, for sustainability. But of course, with any technology this powerful, there are always important questions, right? What are the ethical considerations? The sustainability aspects we need to keep in mind to ensure this revolution is actually a positive one for everyone involved.
That's a critical area, absolutely. And it's something the researchers and developers are actively thinking about. The sustainability benefits are, like you said, immense. You've got reduced chemical inputs through that precision delivery, lower water consumption via targeted irrigation, decreased food waste from optimized harvesting, plus the biodegradable nanotechnology means minimal environmental persistence, and potentially enhanced carbon sequestration because the plants are growing more efficiently. These are all major wins.
Okay, those are big positives.
Yeah, huge positives. However, we also have to proactively address the ethical challenges that come with such advanced tech. These include things like ensuring equitable access. How do smallholder farmers, who might not have the upfront capital, get to use this? We need to think about protecting data ownership and privacy for growers. Who owns all this incredibly detailed plant data? Addressing potential market concentration, making sure only a few large players don't dominate. Developing robust regulatory frameworks for these novel technologies in food is also key. And we also need to consider the cultural implications for traditional farming practices. As Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, director of the Agricultural Equity Institute, makes a crucial point, the technology itself is neutral. What matters is the governance framework around it. The goal has to be ensuring it's a democratizing force, not another vector for inequality in global agriculture.
That's such a vital perspective. Technology is a tool, and its impact really depends entirely on how we wield it and who it ultimately serves.
Yeah.
So, looking ahead then, how might this actually unfold? What does the roadmap suggest for Nano Banana Gemini AI in the coming decades? When can we expect this vision to start taking root, so to speak?
Well, the trajectory suggests a truly transformative future, but it'll likely start with targeted early adoption. By 2030, let's say, we could see the first commercial implementations in high-value plantation operations, probably focusing on disease prevention and basic yield optimization, likely among the larger agricultural enterprises first. Regulatory frameworks for nanotechnology in food production, and importantly, data governance in agricultural AI will also begin to emerge then. That'll set the stage for a broader rollout.
Okay, so a more controlled, targeted rollout initially, kind of proving the concept on a larger scale.
Precisely. Then, looking further out, maybe by 2040, we could anticipate mainstream integration. Widespread adoption across diverse growing regions could become expected, especially as technology costs decrease through economies of scale. Crucially, things like innovative financing models and public-private partnerships could enable smallholder farmer cooperatives to gain access. That would make the technology available to a much wider range of growers. We could also see banana varieties specifically optimized for the Nano Gemini system emerge by then, maybe featuring enhanced nutritional profiles and climate resilience beyond anything conventional breeding could ever achieve.
That sounds like a truly global impact, potentially extending beyond just bananas to broader food systems. And what about further down the line, mid-century? What's the ultimate vision for, say, 2050?
By 2050, we could be witnessing systemic transformation. The principles pioneered with bananas probably won't stop there. They could expand to diverse crops and agricultural systems worldwide. Imagine an interconnected global network of intelligent food production. Carbon-negative agriculture could become not just a goal, but maybe a reality through optimized plant growth, drastically reduced import requirements, and maybe even advanced carbon sequestration techniques linked to this system. Dr. Sofia Rodriguez, a renowned futurist, notes that what begins with bananas won't end there. The architectural principles represent a template for reimagining our relationship with all cultivated plants.
It's a breathtaking vision, honestly. But what are the significant hurdles that remain before this becomes a widespread reality? What really stands in the way of achieving this future?
Oh, there are definitely significant technological hurdles still. Scaling up the nanosensor production to commercial volumes cost-effectively is one. Ensuring biocompatibility across the incredible genetic diversity of banana varieties globally is another big one. And continually refining the AI models to account for complex regional growing variations and local ecologies, that's an ongoing challenge. Then there's the regulatory side. Approval pathways for novel nanotechnology in food crops are absolutely essential, and they're still largely being developed in many places. Finally, ensuring accessibility for different types of growers, figuring out models from direct ownership for large operations to maybe cooperative models where communities share infrastructure costs, that's a key focus for equitable rollout. Current estimates suggest a substantial investment, perhaps $500 million to $1 billion over the next decade, will be needed just for the fundamental research, the field trials, and the infrastructure development to bring the system to commercial readiness.
Right. It's clearly a multifaceted challenge and opportunity. It demands scientific breakthroughs, economic innovation, careful, ethical consideration, the whole package. What's fascinating here, though, is how experts from different fields seem to view the overall significance of this technology. It paints a really comprehensive picture.
Absolutely. From an agricultural science perspective, someone like Dr. James Wong highlights that the most revolutionary aspect isn't any single component, but the integration of monitoring and response across scales. He says, it's like giving plants a nervous system and brain simultaneously. He really zeroes in on that comprehensive integrated intelligence as the core breakthrough.
A nervous system and a brain.
Okay, yeah. Then for economic impact, Dr. Fatima Al-Zahrani's initial modeling suggests that potential 40–60% reduction in total production costs once the system matures. That offers significant savings. And this isn't just about making farming cheaper for big companies. It could drastically improve the viability of agriculture, especially in vulnerable regions where input costs are a major barrier for small farmers.
That economic piece is crucial for adoption.
Definitely. And finally, for global food security, Dr. Gabriel Okafor emphasizes that for regions where bananas are a staple food, a critical part of the diet, this is more than efficiency. It's about fundamental food security in the face of accelerating climate disruption. He really stresses the potential life-saving aspect of such resilience, making this almost a humanitarian imperative as much as it is a technological marvel.
So what does this all mean for you, listening in, whether you're a consumer, an investor, or simply curious about the future of our planet? Nano Banana Gemini AI offers a bold, maybe even radical vision for the future of agriculture. It's a future where technology and biology converge to create food systems that are more productive, dramatically more sustainable, and incredibly resilient. As climate uncertainty increases and our global population continues to grow, transformative approaches like this may become not just advantageous, but truly essential for our shared future.
Indeed. By addressing these agricultural challenges at multiple scales simultaneously, from tiny cellular processes right up to global supply chains, this technology offers a powerful template. It's a way to reimagine our relationship with all cultivated plants in the 21st century and beyond. Think about this for a moment. If we can effectively empower a banana plant with an intelligent nervous system, what else might we unlock in the natural world through this kind of precision and foresight? This deep dive really only scratches the surface of what's possible when we apply deep intelligence to the natural world around us. It invites us to see our food systems not as static entities, but as dynamic living networks capable of unprecedented resilience.